Hi, welcome to Unit 2 on Be Humble. This week we're moving into the first of the Beatitudes that reads something like this: Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. What in the world is Jesus trying to say here? How can you be poor and own a kingdom? I think what Jesus is trying to help us understand is that there has to be an attitude in place before we can inherit the kingdom. Because those who go to conquer a kingdom, they destroy it and they take it over and they ransack it and they perhaps inhabit it. But those who would inherit the kingdom of heaven must come in a spirit of humility. So that's why our unit today is entitled Be Humble. I think Jesus is trying to teach us that we don't come to Him in arrogance or in pride, but that we come to Him with humility, because that's the only way we can approach the King. Poor in spirit's often been associated with monetary wealth. People think that you have to take a vow of poverty in some traditions. Some think that money is evil. Well, the Bible does say that the love of money is the root of all evil, but money helps us do things, even in the kingdom of God. I'm not here to talk about prosperity today, but what I do want us to understand is it is more about the attitude we have with wealth or with fame or with skills and talents and abilities. It's more about how we treat one another and how we submit to God than it is about what we have or what we don't have. So humility is a quality that we need to develop in our lives. You know, I ask a question here in the discussion guide: would a person who is truly humble say, "I'm humble"? I'll let you decide that for yourself, but as for me, I think it would be really tough, because saying you're humble takes humility out of the equation in a lot of ways. We need to exhibit humility, not talk about it. We need to show people what it means to be humble, not tell them how humble we are. I remember a song years ago in the country or pop ranks: "Oh Lord, it's hard to be humble when you're perfect in every way." Well, I know for one thing, there is no perfection in me. I am not perfect. I've never been perfect, and I don't think I'll ever achieve it until I'm in heaven. Those who think they're perfect, those who think that they've got it all together, my goodness, it's a bad place to be, because God is the only perfection. God is the only one who has never done anything wrong. Jesus was the only one to ever walk on the earth and not sin. We need to believe that we are dependent upon God. We need to believe that we need Him, His love, His mercy, His grace in our lives in order to be able to inherit the kingdom of God. I believe that we need to understand that I am nothing without Him. I can do nothing without Him. I am almost useless without Him, but I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Humility does not mean lying down and saying, "Woe is me, there's nothing I can do for the kingdom," because God did give you talents and abilities, gifts to use for His glory. But don't get all excited about the gifts, the talents, and the skills. Instead, say, "God, use me for your glory. I want you to be my source, my strength, my center, my circumference. I want you to be my all in all." And when we submit to Him, and when we are humble, and when we live poor in spirit, God will take what we do have and He will make it wonderful. As a matter of fact, James 4:6 says, God resists the proud but gives grace to the humble. He says in verse 9, "Lament and mourn and weep. Let your laughter be turned to mourning and your joy to gloom. Humble yourselves in the sight of the Lord, and He will lift you up." Well, let's take some time now to discuss, to answer the questions if you feel comfortable with it, and to hear from one another about what it might mean to you to be poor in spirit so that we might be humble.